fx is said to be an increasing function if x1 greater than x2 means fx1 greater than fx2. Okay, that is, if x1, if you take any two values, x1 and x2, such that x1 is greater than x2, then if you can show that fx1 is greater than fx2, then you can say that the function is increasing. Okay, for example, suppose fx is equal to 3x plus 2. Okay, this is a function given. I want to check whether this is an increasing function or a decreasing function. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
where x is a real number. Okay, so suppose I take two values, let x1, x2 be any two real values such that x1 is greater than x2. Okay, another condition for this is, you can also write this as x1 less than x2 implies fx1 less than fx2. Okay, that means if you take two values, x1 and x2, if you have a less than sign here, there should be a less than sign here also. Then you can say that the function is increasing. Or if you have greater than sign here, then you must also have a greater than sign here. So let us take any two values such that x1 is greater than x2. Then what happens? What is the value of fx1? fx1 is 3x1 plus 2. And what is the value of fx2? 3x2 plus 2, right? Now, since I have taken
Yes, sir.
x1 greater than x2, now we have x1, we have taken x1 greater than x2. That means 3x1 must be greater than 3x2. Now, if you add 2 to both
Yes, sir.
sides, you get 3x1 plus 2 is greater than 3x2 plus 2. Now, what is 3x1 plus 2? This is nothing but your fx1, right?
Yes, sir.
And what is 3x2 plus 2? It is fx2. So you have x1 greater than x2 means fx1 greater than fx2. That means what can I say? Hence, fx is an increasing function. Okay. This was an
Okay, sir.
example of increasing function. Similarly, I have taken this condition. Okay. You can take this condition and proceed. Okay. Either of the two conditions. Decreasing functions. I've defined increasing functions. Let us now define decreasing functions. Okay. What is a decreasing function? Suppose fx is said to be a decreasing function fx is said to be a decreasing function if x1 greater than x2 means fx1, this time there's a greater than sign here, this sign will change to less than. Or you can use another alternate condition. If I take x1 less than x2, then it should mean fx1 greater than fx2. Okay. So if you see what is the difference between these two conditions, that
Okay, sir.
in this condition greater than sign was we were retaining, right? Here less than sign we were retaining, right?
Yes, sir.
But here our sign is changing here. From greater than it is changing to less than. From less than it is changing to greater than. Okay. So this is your definition of decreasing functions. Example. Suppose we take one by x. I want to check whether this is an increasing function or a decreasing function. Okay. So let us take x1 greater than x2. And here obviously I say x belongs to R. That is x is a real number. Let x1 greater than x2. Therefore, what is fx1 here? 1 by x1. What is fx2 here? 1 by x2.
1 by x2.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. So therefore, now if you
Good
have
morning, sir.
x1 greater than x2, okay, that means now if I
Hello.
take the reciprocal of this, it will mean
Hello.
from the laws of equality, I can say 1 by x1 is less than 1 by
What we are doing?
x2. But what is 1 by x1? 1 by x1 is fx1
Is what?
and 1 by x2 is fx2. So what do you see? x1 greater than x2 implies fx1 less than fx2, right? So therefore we can say fx is a decreasing function. Fine? Understood? So this was the
Sir, we
definition.
started increasing and decreasing function.
Yes. Okay, so this is the definition of increasing and decreasing. The basic, the very fundamental definition. Problems are not going to come from here, but you need to understand the definition of this. Okay. Next, what we are going to discuss here is your condition for how to check with the help of differentiation whether a function is increasing or a decreasing function. How to check whether a function is increasing and decreasing with the help of derivative, with the help of differentiation. Increasing functions. Okay, a function fx is said to be increasing. A function y is equal to fx, okay, is said to be increasing if
Yes, sir.
first derivative f dash x, which you also write as dy dx, is positive. If the first derivative of this function is positive, then we can say that the function is increasing. What about decreasing functions? Just the reverse condition. That is, the first derivative has to be negative. Okay. The function y is equal to fx is said to be decreasing if f dash x or dy dx is negative. Okay. Let us take two examples to illustrate how to check whether a function is increasing or decreasing with the help of derivatives. Okay, example 1. Show that fx is equal to x minus 4 by x is an increasing function. And obviously it is given that x belongs to R, that is x is real. Okay, you have to specify the domain also. Okay, so x belongs to R, so that this is an increasing function. So we start by saying given fx is equal to x minus 4 by x. In order to check whether this is increasing or decreasing, first we differentiate. So what is f dash x? If we find out f dash x, it will come out to be 1 plus 4 by x square. Okay, I don't need to show you differentiation. A lot of practice on differentiation you've already got. Okay, so f dash x is equal to 1 plus 4 by x square, which can also be written as 1 plus 2 by x whole square, right? Which can also be written as 1
Yes, sir.
square plus 2 by x whole square. So this is the sum of squares, right? Can sum of squares ever be negative?
Yes, sir.
Can it ever be
No,
negative?
sir.
It cannot be negative. That means
No,
this
sir.
expression is always positive. Hence we say fx is an increasing function. For x belongs to R. Okay. We will see that a function exists
Okay, sir.
actually in intervals. These are very, very simple examples just to illustrate the concept. Okay. But actually later on we'll see that the function can be increasing in a certain interval. The same function can be decreasing in a certain interval also. Okay. Let us see another example. Example 2. Show that fx is equal to 2 by x is a decreasing function. Okay. How to show that this function is a decreasing function? So you say, and obviously it is given x belongs to R. X is a real number. The domain must be defined. So given here, fx is equal to 2 by x. X belongs to R. You differentiate this. Therefore, what is f dash x? F dash x is minus 2 by x square, which can be written as minus 2 by x whole square. Now see, minus 2 by x whole square is always positive, right? But with a negative sign here, that means this always has to
Yes,
be
sir.
negative. For whatever values of x, this has to be negative. So we see that hence fx is a decreasing function for x belongs to R. Clear? This is how we check with the help of derivatives
Yes, sir.
how a function is increasing or decreasing. If you see in the previous example, we were not interested. We actually did not use derivatives to find whether a function is increasing or decreasing. Now we come to the actual problems of uh, increasing and decreasing function. Okay, we'll use this condition, but actually what will happen here in the following problem is that the same function can be increasing and can be decreasing. Now you will wonder how a function can be increasing and decreasing same um, in the same interval. In fact, how a same function can be increasing or decreasing. Let us see this example. Let us see this figure. Okay, this you have your x-axis and the y-axis. This is the origin. Okay, let us take a function like this. Okay, if you graph the function, okay, if you draw the graph of function, suppose the function looks like this: y is equal to fx. Okay, understood? You take this point
Yes, sir.
as these 2 points. Okay, this is your say peak here, and say you have a peak here, and say you have a peak here. 3 mountains you can see with 3 peaks, right?
Yes, sir.
So,
Yes, sir.
and what are troughs that you can see? You can see here, this is a trough. You can see here, this is a trough. So what can you say? Suppose I call this point A,
Yes, sir.
B, this point as B, I call this point as C, this point as D, this point E, this point as say F, and this point as G. Now see, in this interval, in the interval AB, what is happening? Interval AB means this part, right? See that the function is continuously increasing, right? So
Yes, sir.
fx is an increasing
Increasing.
function. Okay. Again, if you see in the interval, this interval BC, what is happening? Fx is
Sir, decreasing.
a decreasing function, right? Now look at this interval. What is happening in the interval?
Decreasing.
This is not AB. In fact, it is yes, it is AB. AB BC, and in the interval now, if you look at
Sir,
this interval
CD.
CD, what is happening? Fx
Sir, decreasing.
is, how do you know it is decreasing?
Sir, it is going downward.
Downwards, and the negative value of y is increasing, right? See here, the
Yes, sir.
negative value from say this is 1, this is 2, then from -1 it is moving to, this is -1, this is -2, from -1 it is moving to -2. So that fx is a decreasing function. Again, if you see, once it reaches this peak, suppose I call this point as E. Instead of calling this point as E, let us call this point as E. Okay. Now in the interval DE, what is happening? In the interval
Sir, it
DE,
is decreasing only.
decreasing.
Sir,
Why decreasing?
decreasing.
Why decreasing?
Sir,
From
it is in
-2,
the
it is
negative.
changing to -1. It is an increasing function.
Oh,
So for every corresponding, what you see here, that as x is increasing from A to B, y is also increasing. So that is why we called it increasing function. In this interval,
yes.
the value of x is increasing from B to C, right? But the value of y is
Yes, sir.
decreasing, right? So therefore it becomes a decreasing function in
Yes,
this
sir.
interval. Similarly, you can have for this interval also. Can you tell me for this interval, suppose I call this f instead of calling this f,
Sir, it is increasing
it is an
function
increasing
because
function
it is
because
going
from E
upward
to F, as the value of x is increasing,
at
the
a
value of y is
high
also
point.
increasing. So therefore, it is an increasing function. Similarly, you can have various of these intervals. You can have various, you can have hundreds of these intervals in which in certain intervals the function is increasing, in certain intervals the function is decreasing. The same function. Okay. So it is not necessary that a function will continuously increase or decrease for all values of x. For certain values of x, it will increase. For certain values of x, it will decrease. Okay. So in order to illustrate this concept, let us see uh, with the help of an example how to check uh, in which interval, how to find out the interval, okay, in which the function is increasing or decreasing. The question here is find the intervals in R in which the following functions are increasing or decreasing. Okay. And what are the functions given to you? The functions that are given to you are, the first function that is given is, say fx is equal to 3x square minus 4x. The next function that is given to you is 5x square plus 7x minus 13. Okay, so let us check for these two functions in which intervals these are increasing and which interval these are decreasing. So first, given, and in both you have x belongs to R. X is real. The domain of definition is real numbers. Given fx is equal to 3x square minus 4x, where x belongs to R. Okay, now in order to check, first of all, what you do, remember, whenever you're getting this kind of problems, there is one thing which I would also like you to know, coming back to the graph. Okay, if you see these are peaks, right? This is a peak, right? This is called
Yes, sir.
a turning value. Okay, this is a peak. This is also called a turning value, because see, from increasing it is now changing to decreasing. Here also from increasing it is now changing to decreasing. So this is also a turning point, you can say turning point. Okay, you can say turning point. Okay, this is also a turning point. This is also a turning point. Understood?
Okay, sir.
Because from decreasing it is changing to increasing. So whenever a function peaks, whether increasing or decreasing, okay, that particular point is called a turning point. So what happens here is, if you coming back to this example, fx is equal to 3x square minus 4x. If I want to find out in which interval, if for what values of x the function is increasing or decreasing, what we need to do is, first we need to find out the turning points. Understood? We need to find out the turning points. How do you find out the turning points? What you do here is, you first differentiate. What do you get? 6x minus 4. Right? The first derivative is 6x minus 4. Now what you do is, you put f dash x is equal to 0. That is the first derivative equal to 0. Putting f dash x, or say for turning points, f dash x is equal to 0. Understood? So now what you do is, 6x minus 4 is equal to 0. So you get x is equal to 4 by 6. That means 2/3. So getting only one value of x, which is 2/3. Now look at this. Look at this graph here. You have this as your origin. These are all your x values, right? On the horizontal axis. These are all real values. Understood? Whatever points that are there on this line, these are all real values. Now what happens? You're moving from, this is your minus infinity position. You're moving from minus infinity towards plus infinity. And at what point are you coming? What point are you getting here? A turning point at x is equal to 2/3. So once you are moving from minus infinity towards this, you come across a point x is equal to 2/3. Okay. So there's a break here. There's a break here. Okay. And then again, you are moving from this to plus infinity. Okay. So what are the intervals? So therefore, what are the turning points? The turning points
infinitive
are,
to 2/3 and 2/3 to infinitive
yeah,
plus
from
infinity.
minus infinity to 2/3 and 2/3 to infinity. This is very important because this may come in your multiple choice question. Okay, to find out the turning points. So this entire plane, this entire line is divided into two parts: minus infinity to 2/3 and 2/3 to infinity. Now we'll check in this interval, minus infinity to 2/3 and 2/3 to infinity, whether the function is increasing or decreasing in these two intervals only. Okay, so what you do here is, we have f dash x is equal to 6x minus 4. Right? Now you for the interval, you consider the first interval, this one. For the interval minus infinity 2/3, you take value that is any value between minus infinity and 2/3. Okay, any value and put it in this function. Can you think of any value between minus infinity and 2/3? Take minus infinity only, because infinity has nothing, no less, no greater, right? So 6x minus 4.
Yes, sir.
Put x is equal to minus infinity.
Yes, sir.
This
Okay,
will
sir.
come to what? Minus infinity, right? Which is negative.
Yes, sir.
So that means in
Yes,
this
sir.
interval, f dash x is negative, right or wrong?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So what was the condition? If the first derivative is negative, then we say that fx is decreasing. In which interval? Minus infinity 2/3. Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
We consider the next interval now.
Yes, sir.
Only 2 minutes left. We finish this. Okay. So we have, again we write f dash x is equal to 6x minus 4. For the interval 2/3 infinity, f dash x. Tell me what should be f dash x. Take any value between 2/3 and infinity. Take plus infinity only. 6x minus 4. 6 into plus infinity minus 4. 6 into plus infinity is infinity minus 4, which is again infinity, right? Which is positive.
Yes, sir.
So f dash x
Yes, sir.
is positive. You will not write all this here. Okay. These are not, this is only I'm doing to show you. You'll do this in your rough if you're taking infinity, because we actually cannot calculate with infinity. Okay. And even if if you are showing here, try to take some numbers that are very close to minus 2/3. Okay, numbers that are very close to 2/3. Okay, so
Okay, sir.
I'm just to show you. So in this case, we are getting f dash x is greater than 0. So what can we say? Therefore, fx is increasing. In what interval? 2/3 infinity. Now there is something very important to see here. Okay, there is something very important to note here, which we'll be seeing later on also. Suppose this is your x-axis. Okay,
Yes, sir.
this is your 0. Okay, and this is your minus infinity, and this is your plus infinity. This x is equal to 2/3 is a turning value, right? Now what happens
Yes,
is
sir.
that fx is first what? Decreasing, right? So fx
Yes,
from
sir.
minus infinity to 0, say it is decreasing here like this. Then it reaches this point, right? And then what happens? In
Yes,
2/3
sir.
infinity, it is increasing. Now from here, it peaks here. In fact, there is a trough here, and it again starts increasing here in this interval. Then what can we say? What can we say about this point? Not x is equal to 0. Actually, this is not 0. In fact, this is x is equal to 2/3. This point, x is equal to 2/3. 0 is say somewhere over here. What can we say about this point? X is equal to 2/3. Is it a minimum or a maximum? Is it a maxima or a minima? Just from common sense.
Sir, maxima.
This one.
Sir,
This is a minima, right? Because first
no.
here you're going down and then you're going up. So this has to be a minima. So
Yes, sir.
therefore we say that at x is equal to 2/3, we get a local minima. if the function would have been this, first increasing and then decreasing, then what would have we got? You'd have got a maxima. Here we are
Yes,
getting
sir.
a minima.
Maxima.
So here x is equal to 2/3 is a point.
Minima.
We say it is a point of local minima. And what is the minimum value of the function? Minimum value is f 2/3. And what is f 2/3? What is the definition of this function? 3x square minus 4x. So 3x square minus 4x.
4x.
Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Stop here for today.